A very good morning, dear students. Welcome to e-learning classes of Sacred Hearts of the subject economics. Dear students, in the previous lecture, we have discussed about the indirect oral investigation method, and under this method, the information is orally collected from the persons who are expected to possess the necessary information. That means there is no direct contact between the concerned subject matter and the investigator. Thereafter, we have discussed about the suitability, for example, where the field of investigation is large, where the direct contact of investigator and respondent is not possible, where the respondent is unable to give the answers, or where the expert opinion is needed. Thereafter, we have discussed about the merits, and if we talk about the merits, the first was the wide coverage. A large area can be covered. Second, less expensive in the terms of money, efforts, and time. Thereafter, we have discussed about the merit of expert opinion, free from the bias of the investigator, and the simple method. Thereafter, we have discussed about the demerits as well. The very first is the less accurate, because data is not collected by the concerned person but from some other person. Thereafter, biased, if the other person will be biased, then the information will be doubtful, and if the information will be doubtful, then the next demerit used to come, that is the doubtful conclusions. Thereafter, lastly, we have discussed about the difference between the direct person investigation method and indirect oral investigation method. Dear students, today we are going to discuss the third left out part of the personal interviews, that is the information from local sources or correspondents. Then thereafter we will start the second method of collecting the information as well. So let's get started. The very first is the introduction of the information from local sources or correspondents. In this method, investigator used to appoint the local persons in the different places and used to collect the information from these local persons regularly. And these local persons are also known as the correspondents as well, जो कि the correspondents are the particular persons who used to collect the information on the behalf of the investigator and used to provide information regularly. And thereafter, what can be the suitability of this method? The very first, where the regular and continuous information is needed. One, if the information is needed once, then investigator can go, but if the information is needed on a continuous basis, in that condition this method is suitable. Second, where the field of investigation is large, so investigator cannot be at every time at every place, so the local person or the correspondents are appointed. Where the information is to be used by the journals, magazines, TV, radio, by the journalist. And the last one, a very high degree of accuracy of information is not needed. That means up and down of the little bit information can be okay for that. Thereafter, merits of information from local sources. The very first is the economical. This method is quite economical in the terms of time, money, and efforts involved. Thereafter, the next one, that is a wide coverage. In this, different local persons are appointed. Through this, a very wide area can be easily covered. The next one, that is the continuity. Whosoever are the local persons are there or the correspondents are there, they used to collect the information regularly within a certain time interval and used to provide the information to the investigator regularly. So, a continuous information is collected by the investigator. Next, suitable for the special purpose. If we talk about this method, then it is suitable for some special purpose, for example, creation of the determining of the prices, conclusion or the weather forecast, and so on. So for these type of special occasions it is used. Now the demerits, the very first is the loss of originality. The data doesn't remain original over here because a third person is there between the respondent and the investigator, so data loses its originality. Next demerit is a lack of uniformity. There are number of correspondents, number of local persons, and every of the person used to collect the information in his or her own way, which brings the non-uniformity in the data. The next one is a personal bias. This method suffers from the personal bias of the correspondents. If the local person or the correspondents will be biased, then the true and fair information will not be provided to the investigator. Next one is the less accurate. as the data is collected in this method is by the different number of persons with the different level of accuracy, and the level of accuracy will depend upon the seriousness that you can you that means correspondent used to take in the conduct of study. The next one is the delay in collection. If we talk about this method, then there are number of local persons, number of correspondents, and when the information is collected from these local persons or correspondent, it becomes delay or it becomes a slow process. Now the next method is the information through questionnaires and schedules. What is this method? Just see. Under this method, the investigator prepares a questionnaire keeping in view the objective of the inquiry. Under this method, what is to be done? A questionnaire is to be prepared by whom? By the investigator in the context of the objective of the study. We will discuss later on what is a questionnaire. Just see further. There are two ways of collecting information on the basis of questionnaire. We can collect the information through the questionnaire by the two methods. The very first is the mailing questionnaire surveys, and the second one is the enumerators method. Let us discuss them one by one. The very first is the mailing questionnaire surveys. See, under this method, questionnaires are mailed, that means posted to the respondents at the address of the respondent. The questionnaire is mailed. Now the question arises, what is a questionnaire? So see over here beta, a questionnaire is a set of questions through which information can be received by the investigator related to the subject matter. It is a set of questions, just like question paper. As every year you used to face a question paper in the annuals, in the half yearlies, in the midterm. So it is just like a question paper, a set of questions that is related, having the questions related to the subject matter. And along with that, a letter is attached with the questionnaire giving the purpose of inquiry, that used to tell what is the objective of the study. And one another declaration is there that whatever the information you will provide, you who the respondent, the information is to be kept secret. Now see the suitability. The very first is the area of study is very wide, there it can be used, and where the respondents are educated so that they can study or read the questions and able to give the answers. Now see the merits of the mailing survey method. The very first is economical. This is very economical in the terms of time, efforts and money. Why? Because questionnaires are simply mailed to the respondents and it involves less amount of money, less amount of efforts and the time as well. Next merit is the original. If we talk about this method, then whatever the data is provided under this method seems to be original, because there is no third person between the respondent and the investigator. The next one is a wide coverage. Just see over here beta, mailing method allows the investigator to cover a wide area of study in the very easy terms. Simply what is to be done? A number of questionnaires are to be printed out and these questionnaires are to be sent in the different mailing addresses. So a very easily a wide area can be covered. Now the demerits of this method. The very first is the lack of interest, as it is a one-sided sort of communication because the questions are written down over there. So it generally becomes monotonous for a particular respondent to fill up the questionnaires, and even those who used to return the questionnaires to the investigator, they seems to be filled incompletely. The next one, that is a lack of flexibility. Under this method, once the questionnaire is prepared and it is mailed, no question can be changed for availing of the necessary information. Although it can be done, although the flexibility is there in the all the other methods. Thereafter, the next one, that is the limited use. If we talk about this method, then it can be used only where the subject matter is educated. If the particular person is not educated, then the questionnaire or the mailing of the questionnaire cannot be of any relevance for the respondent. Next one, biased. If the respondents are biased, then the information will be also biased, and the biased information will bring the conclusions very doubtful. And the last demerit, that is the less accuracy. The conclusions based on such investigation have only limited accuracy. And why? Because some questions may be difficult and some questions may be unwanted as per the respondent, and the type of question, the difficult question, the unwanted question, respondent don't use to give answer of these questions. So whatever the information is received by the investigator, it seems to be incomplete, and incomplete information will bring to the less accuracy of the conclusions. This is all about today. God bless you all. Lots of love.